Okay, let's get going. Welcome everyone to our chair yoga class, part of our Grow with GoGo series. We alternate between chair yoga and functional fitness on Wednesdays and on Fridays. Before we get moving, just a quick reminder of what else GoGo offers. So in addition to these classes, you can access rides, meals, groceries, medication delivery, and home services. And home services being really anything you need done around the house, shoveling snow, changing some light bulbs, really anything. And you can access all of this by calling one number. That phone number is 855-464-6872. A reminder that we have a referral program. So at the bottom of your GoGo receipts, there's a code. If you give that code to a friend, once they've taken their first service with GoGo, you will then both receive $10 in credit. We also have a Facebook group. So if you ever want to check how other people are using GoGo or connect with other GoGo members, you can find us on Facebook and we'll share a link in the chat. All right, and with that, if we have not met, I'm Adra. I teach the yoga and the functional fitness classes here at GoGo. What do we need? So for our chair yoga class, we are sitting basically the entire time except for maybe 5 minutes towards the end of class. We do some standing exercises. So a chair is helpful. I like a chair that's sturdy, that's not going to move around or fall out from under me. I find it's easier to have a chair that doesn't have wheels, but use what you have. I also like to use a chair without armrests, but again, if all you have is a chair with armrests, it's fine. You'll make it work, no problem. With that, we don't have a move of the week for this week, as far as I know. We were looking through, and I think it was because Kara was teaching. And so there's no move of the week, but I will give you a move of the week for yoga today. So I'll stop sharing now. So my screen should come up as your big screen. However, if it does not, you just have to adjust your settings. So sometimes your settings override our settings. And the way you do that is you move your cursor towards the top right-hand corner of your Zoom page, and a little box will come up that says view. If you pick speaker view, that would be me, then you'll see me nice and big. If you pick gallery view, then you'll see everyone else. So you can pick either way. All right, so you're gonna find your seat and take a moment to just rock a little side to side. Finding those sits bones grounded. And then finding that even weight, right to left, sitting on those sits bones, and then start to take some circles with your torso. So just a reminder that this is your time and your practice. So if at any point you need to take a break, you want to modify, you are absolutely welcome to do so. Please listen to your body. Go ahead and circle the other direction. And then coming back to center. Let's go ahead and move the head a little bit. Let's just rotate the head node, turning it right and left. And then nod the head yes, looking up and down. And then bringing one ear to your shoulder, side stretch of the neck. And then other ear to shoulder. Then bringing your head back to center and go ahead and close your eyes. Or if you don't want to close your
eyes, you can soften your gaze to the ground. And just take a few moments to settle in, to let go of the day so far, let go of the things that need to happen later. And then tune into how your body is feeling today. So, how is it feeling physically? Are there areas of discomfort? Are there areas that feel really nice? Are there areas that you are having a hard time sensing? Just checking in with that physical body and just noticing where you're starting from. Are things symmetrical right to left in terms of sensation, or are they different? And then allow your attention to shift to your mental state. So noticing what sorts of thoughts are present. Maybe noticing if you're thinking of the past or the future. Is it possible to be present in the moment? And as thoughts do show up, see if you can observe them, allow them to come up, and then allow them to pass, like clouds in the sky. They come and then they go. No need to cling on. And then checking in emotionally, just noticing if there are any feelings present, emotions present. There's no need to push them away. You're just noticing, acknowledging what's there. And then now moving the attention to your breath. Just observing the natural rise and fall of your breathing. And if it feels okay, allow your breath to slow down just a little bit. Finding slightly longer inhales and longer exhales. So as we move through our practice, using your breath as an anchor, we're always coming back to the breath. Sometimes we'll link our breath with our movement, and sometimes we won't. But we'll use the breath as a teacher. If you ever find that you're holding the breath or that your breath becomes really rapid, that's maybe a sign that you need to slow down or observe a little bit more what you're experiencing. So seeing if you can find that nice steady breath in and out of the nose throughout the practice. Of course, if breathing out of your nose is really challenging, then of course you can use your mouth. Traditionally in yoga, we use just the nose, but of course, listening to your body. Let's take 2 or 3 more breaths here. Allowing that breath to continue to be smooth. You can blink open your eyes if you'd like, and we'll begin to take some shoulder rolls forward. So big circles with the shoulders. And then taking some shoulder rolls back, moving through the shoulders. And then allowing those shoulders to soften, we'll move those arms, inhale, circle the arms out to the side and up towards the ceiling, reaching tall. And then exhale, arms come back down. Following the breath, inhale, arms circle out and up. Exhale, arms come back down. Just a few more at your own pace. Of course, if you have any shoulder issues or you can't lift the arms all the way, you could go halfway, totally fine. You could also have bent elbows. All right, do what works for you. Let's do that maybe one more time. Next time your arms are down, there's no rush. Leave them down by your side, dangling. We'll go into some side bending. So reaching one arm towards the earth, towards the side. So you're stretching one side of the body. Bring yourself back up to center and then over to the other side. And keep going here at your own pace. It's up to you how far you go. Maybe one more each side so that you're nice and even right to left. And then bring yourself back to center. Moving through this spine again, we'll inhale, pull the chest forward and reach the arms back. I'm going to go sideways so you can see. You don't need to move, but we're arching the back. And then exhale, curving the spine, rounding the back and giving yourself a hug. So inhale, we open the spine, open the front of the chest, and then we open the back of the body. Keep going at your own pace. And then bring yourself back to center. Let's take our arms into a cactus position or a goalpost position. If that's not possible, hands can stay on your lap. We'll twist our spine. So you'll inhale, rotate your spine one direction. And then exhale, let's twist the other way. So keep going here. See if you can keep your legs nice and stable. So you're going to try and keep those legs still as you rotate your upper body. And then make your way back to center, releasing those arms. And we'll move our attention to our feet. Let's move into some heel raises. So lifting one heel and then the other. This can be a little challenging with shoes, so you are absolutely welcome to take your shoes off if you are wearing shoes and your feet aren't too cold. As you move through the ankle, you're trying to keep that heel lined up. And by that, I mean that your heel isn't knocking out to the side. So sometimes we sort of roll towards the pinky toe side of the foot. And then we're not moving through all of those bones and muscles of the feet. So try and keep those heels lined up, almost like you're holding something between your ankles and you don't want it to fall. Do just a few more here. So now we're going to stretch the top of the foot, and this will be, again, easier if you're not wearing shoes, but of course, do what you need to. I'm going to show you this in lots of different angles, so not to worry. You're going to take one foot, bend that knee, and bring the foot back so the top of the foot gets a little bit of a stretch. I'm going to show you a side view now. So we're bending one knee, bringing that foot back, and then instead of the bottom of the foot being down or the bottom of the toes being down, you're going to bring the tops of the toes down so that we're stretching the ankle. Please be safe in however you're doing this. I'm going sideways just because that way you can see. If your chair has something below you, that might be a little tricky. So you might need to scooch forward on your chair, so to the front edge of the chair, and then do that stretch. So stretching the top of the ankle, noticing if your heel is going out to the side or in, and seeing if you can keep it relatively center. Be gentle, right? There's no need to overdo this. If your foot cramps, then just come out of it and then come back in. And then we'll release and switch sides. So other knee will bend, foot goes back. Instead of the bottom of the foot or the bottom of the toes being down, it's the top of the toes or the toenails that are going down. And again, I'll show a side view here. So my foot is pointed. I'll take my sock off just for a moment. Maybe you can see a little better. So instead of the toes being down, I'm pointing the foot and the tops of the toes or the toenails are touching the ground. And for some of you, this is going to be intense. And for some of you, you might feel like, oh, you're not feeling much at all. And that's okay. Right? Every body is different. All right. And then let's bring that foot back down. Let's stretch. Now the right leg forward in front of you. I'm going to go sideways just so you can see better. You can keep facing forward. So right leg in front of you. We've warmed up the ankle part way. We're going to keep warming up the ankle by pointing and flexing the foot. So moving through that right ankle. So toes reach up towards the ceiling and then toes reach down towards the ground. Noticing any tight spots, any cracks and pops, totally normal. Next time your foot is flexed with the toes up towards the ceiling, stay there. We'll move into a stretch now. So as you inhale, lean forward a little bit, feeling the stretch in the back of the leg, and then exhale, sit tall. So we'll move forward and back several times. So inhale, leaning forward, feeling a little more stretch. Exhale, sitting tall. Keep going at your own pace. So don't worry about my speed or anybody else's speed. Move at your pace. Really finding that breath though, moving as your body moves. And finding a position where you'd like to hold the stretch. So that could be sitting tall if you get a stretch there. That could be leaning forward using your hands for support. You're also welcome to bring that left forearm to your thigh for support.
So finding whatever position you'd like to hold this stretch. Breath is smooth. You're paying attention to the sensations in the back of the leg and maybe how the stretch changes as you stay in it for longer. Go ahead and lift yourself back up. Rebend that right knee. Windshield wiper those knees side to side. So you're just sort of shaking it off. And we'll go to our second side. Left leg straightens out in front of you. Right knee can stay bent. We'll move through the ankle to begin. So pointing the foot so toes reach down towards the ground, and then flexing the foot, toes reach up towards the ceiling. Jaw is relaxed, shoulders are soft. Breath is smooth. Next time your foot is flexed with the toes up towards the ceiling, pause. And then we'll move with our breath. Inhale, lean forward, feel the stretch intensify. Exhale, sit tall, back away from the stretch. Inhale, feeling the stretch. Exhale, backing away. Keep going at your own pace. Next time you're sitting tall, pause for a moment and decide where you want to hold the stretch. So you can hold it sitting upright. You can hold leaning forward on your hands. You could also bring your forearm to your leg. So whatever works for you. Several deep breaths. Then lift yourself back up. Rebend that left knee. And windshield wiper those knees side to side. All right, we'll bring our attention back to the upper body, going into a twist where we'll hold the twist. Let's bring those legs together if possible, so the feet and the knees are touching. You're gonna imagine that you're squeezing something between the knees, so you don't want the knees to separate or slide. So keeping those legs together, we'll rotate to one side, doesn't matter which way you go, rotate to one side and hold the twist. So hands can hold onto your leg or the chair or both. And then allow your head to rotate as well, so you'll look over the back shoulder. Paying attention to those legs, watching that one knee isn't sliding ahead of the other. And back to center. Switching sides, twist the other way. Again, just switching directions. Hands can go to your leg or to the chair or both.
Watching that one knee doesn't slide forward, that you're still hugging those knees together. And allow your head to turn over that back shoulder. Smooth breath. And then coming back to center. Allow your legs to find a comfortable spot so they can re-separate. And we'll move our attention now to the arms. We're going to reach the arms down and then back behind you. And then forward again. You're going to play with bringing those arms back behind you in lots of different ways. So palms can face forward, palms can face back. So you can just start moving here. So there's really no specific perfect way of doing this. I'll show you as well from the side. So we're just moving those arms back behind us. So we're exploring this space behind us. We often have our arms really in front of us all the time, forward on the computer, forward for writing, forward for reading, forward for any really activity. And it's very rare that we reach those arms back behind us. There are some things, but just playing around with that space, that ability to reach back, maybe when we're washing our back, we do that, or trying to zip up something. And now start to play with that space, but a little bit higher. Doesn't matter how far you go. Also, if you have some stuff, maybe it's just one arm that does it. Maybe you take breaks, you can alternate. The arms are getting tired from this reaching back. Playing around with that angle. So palm can be back, palm can be forward. You can find some kind of angle. Maybe pinky is back or thumb is back. Play around. We're going to keep creeping those arms higher and higher. If you need breaks, take breaks, right? So the shoulders get tired, hands come back down. So we're going towards more of a T position now. And even if your arms don't actually reach behind you, just the act of trying to go back is interesting. Again, playing with the angle, palms up, down, forward, back, smooth breath. So there's no specific breathing, but please keep breathing. Take a little break for those shoulders, pause. We're going to go to one more place, more at a high V. If that's too much, just go back to either T position or low. If it feels okay, then we're going to go high. So here, way harder to get those arms back behind us. Again, playing though. Maybe it's possible if the elbows are bent, but with the elbows straight, it's really hard. You can play. All right, we're just exploring the space that we have and the ability of the arms and the shoulders, and probably a lot of heat is starting to build up, some fatigue in the shoulders. Take breaks as needed. Just another few breaths here, feeling free to move the arms down to a T position or even lower if that's better for your body. All right, and let those arms go. Whoo! And do a few shoulder rolls forward. I don't know about you, but that's actually quite fatiguing for my shoulders. And shoulder rolls go back. Let those shoulders relax. We'll move into the hands. Let's do some wrist circles. I'm doing outward wrist circles, but you can do whatever you'd like. Switch directions. So now I'm going inward, but again, you can do whatever you'd like. You could be doing right and then left. And we're going to stretch our forearm. So reach that right arm forward in front of you. I'll mirror you here for this. Reach those right fingertips down and then grab a hold of the fingers and pull them back. And I'll give you a little side view. So fingers go down and we're pulling those fingers back gently. You're going to soften that elbow a little bit, and that can feel interesting as well. So the elbow could be straight, or maybe you bend that right elbow a tiny bit. And then we'll switch. So other hand comes forward, palm faces forward, fingers down. Pull those fingers gently back. Maybe that elbow is straight, maybe it's a little bit bent, maybe you alternate. Breath is smooth. Jaw is relaxed. And then release. I'm going to come closer so you can see our next thing.
We're gonna bring the thumb inside of the palm and wrap the fingers around like you're making a fist. So thumb is inside. And then we're going to bend at the wrist, almost like you're knocking. You're knocking at a door, so you're gonna bend at the wrist. Then bring your other hand to push gently on the knuckles back. So, sorry, I'm wearing black. I know it's a little harder to see. So push the hand back. So you're gonna stretch along the back of the forearm. Let that go, shake it off, and we go to the other side. So thumb goes inside of the hand, wrap that thumb with your fingers, knock, so bringing those knuckles down. And then your other hand very gently pushes back. And then release, shake it off. Let's take those legs nice and wide now. So depending on your chair, you might need to scooch further forward on your chair or further back on your chair. It also depends on the length of your legs. You do want your feet on the ground. We're going into a sort of turned out position. So toes are facing out and so are the knees. So watch that the knees are lining up with the feet and that the knees aren't knocking in like this. So here my knees are knocking in. We want those knees lined up with those feet. From here, let's lean a little forward and let those shoulders creep up towards the ears. So it's fine for those shoulders to creep up. And then you're going to let that right shoulder dip forward and twist to the left. Doesn't need to be huge. And then come back to center. Let your other shoulder dip forward, twisting to the right. Smooth breath, back to center. One more time each side. First shoulder dips forward. And second shoulder dips forward. Back to center. And come on up. Let's go into a side bend now. So allowing the weight to shift towards the right, we'll bring that right hand down onto your leg. So the hand can stay down, the elbow can be straight or bent. So if you bend the elbow, you get a little more stretch. You could also bring your forearm to an armrest or to your leg. It just depends on your flexibility. Whatever position you choose, make sure those hips are staying grounded. So don't let the hip come off the ground. And then that free arm or that left arm can stay down, reach out to the side, up towards the ceiling, or into a side stretch over towards the wall, or maybe where the wall meets the ceiling. Few deep breaths, whatever position you choose. It does not need to be what I'm doing. Focus your breath into that side body, so onto the waist and the rib cage. Bring yourself back up to center. Pause for a moment, noticing any differences right to left. And we'll go to the other side. So leaning to the left, hand on the thigh or knee, elbow can be straight or bent. You're also welcome to bring your forearm to your armrest or to your leg. Free arm can stay down. Make sure those hips stay grounded, or arm can reach out to the side, up toward the ceiling, or all the way into a side stretch. Focusing the breath into the side of the body. And go ahead and lift yourself back to center. Bring those legs back together. And we'll move into our standing part of class. As usual, the standing is only for a few minutes, so if standing is not for you, just stay in your seat. You can do some movements and some stretches seated. If
you are up for standing, you're gonna make your way behind your chair. If you can't get behind your chair, please find a wall or a table, something to hold onto in front of you. I'm turning sideways. You don't need to do that. You can keep facing your screen. Sideways is just easier for you to see me. Let's start with those hands on our support. We'll step the right leg back behind us, anywhere from 1 to 3 feet behind you. It depends on the length of your leg. So 1 to 3 feet back, right leg goes back. Let's let all 10 toes face forward. Both feet are flat on the ground, so the heels are down. And then we'll bend that front knee. So the front knee is bent and the back leg is straight. That heel is pushing into the earth. Breath is smooth. Then we'll step forward with that right foot and switch sides. So right foot is forward, left leg steps back anywhere from 1 to 3 feet back. Both feet are flat on the ground. So especially think about that back heel staying on the ground, and then bend your front knee. And then stepping forward. 2 hands on your support, so chair, table, or wall. We'll go into an upside down L position. So you'll walk your feet back, reach those arms forward. Torso is maybe parallel-ish to the ground, so it can be a little higher if that's better. Legs can be bent or straight. Your heels are approximately under the hips. Nice, smooth breath. Lift your torso up, walk yourself forward. And we'll go into a chair pose. So taking those feet either together or let them be about 4 to 6 inches apart. Bend those knees, let your hips go back. Torso can lean a little bit forward, finding your chair pose. You can keep holding onto your chair or table, or reach those arms forward, or reach those arms overhead. 3 deep breaths, nice and smooth. Hands come down, straighten out those legs, and we'll come back down to our seat. Once you're in your seat, let's just take some circles with the torso, just bringing yourself back. Circles go the other way. And back to center. We're going to move into a figure 4 with a twist. There are lots of options though. So we'll start with crossing that right ankle over the left ankle and allow that right knee to open out to the side. So that's option 1 for the leg positioning. We'll do the torso after you decide what leg you want. So ankle crosses, right knee opens out, sort of in this turned out position. Or you can cross your legs completely. Right leg on top of the left. The stretch might move a little bit to a different spot. Third option would be to do the traditional figure 4 where your ankle is crossed over the thigh. It's okay for that knee to be high, no problem. Then from here, from any of those leg positions, so go ahead and find that leg position you like, we'll add a rotation of the spine or a little bit of a twist. So whichever leg is on top, so either the ankle on top, or the leg that's turned out, you're going to twist that way. So the right leg, we're going to twist towards the right. And your hands can be anywhere. So we're doing a figure 4 with a twist. Few deep breaths. Still sitting nice and tall, noticing what sensations are present in the body. Go ahead and unwind. Undo your legs, shake them off. And we'll go to the other side. So other ankle crosses over, option 1, left ankle over the right, let that left knee open out to this side. Option 2, you're crossing those thighs. Option 3, you're crossing the left ankle over the thigh. And then we add that twist, that rotation. So whichever leg is on top, that left leg, we're going to rotate towards the left. Hands can go at wherever is comfortable. Jaw is soft, shoulders are relaxed. Even though you're rotating, you don't need to crank. Reduce that unnecessary tension. Go ahead and unwind. Undo those legs, shake them off. And then find a nice comfortable position on your chair. So now's the time that if you want, you could lean back into your back rest and relax. You could also just stay forward, sitting tall. Let the hands rest wherever's comfortable, lap or arm rests. And close the eyes. If you don't want to close your eyes, just let the gaze soften to the ground. Take a moment to scan through the body and notice if you're clinging on to anything or holding on to unnecessary tension. See if you can let that go. Softening the eyes, the jaw, the neck, the shoulders, the hips, the abdomen. And find your breath smooth and steady. Allowing the breath to slow down a little if you can. Then bring your palms to touch in front of your heart. Take a moment to thank yourself for showing up, to take care of your mind and your body. Take a deep inhale. Exhale, let it go. And blink open those eyes. Namaste. Thank you everyone so much for being here. So our move of the week for yoga is to notice when your arms go back behind you. So reaching those arms back behind you when you can, or noticing when you do that. Just notice how you do it. That also brings me to a reminder for our functional fitness class. So functional fitness is next. Well, it'll be on Friday.
and it'll be again on Wednesday, next Wednesday. And a reminder of the move of the week for functional fitness is noticing how you take on and off your shoes and socks. Because we're gonna talk about that more on Wednesday. Because there are so many different ways that we do that. So just a reminder that that's happening next Wednesday. Noticing how you put on and off your socks. But for our move of the week for yoga, just notice when you reach those arms back behind you, or just intentionally think about reaching those arms back behind you to give yourself a little stretch. I'm gonna write that down because if I don't, I will forget. So reaching arms back behind us for our yoga move. Reach arms back. All right, and now we have a couple of minutes. If anybody has questions about class, and that is like the yoga or the functional fitness classes, if you have GoGo specific questions, reach out to GoGo directly. I usually don't know the answer. The floor is yours.
Adra, this is Carol. Last week you gave the link. Hey there, you gave the link for the YouTube. I went to log on to that with that link and it wanted me to sign on with my Google account, which of course I don't have because I got so many friggin' accounts, it's unbelievable. So what I did was instead of signing on, I made that link into a shortcut and put it on my desktop so that I can find it when I want to go into it. But I don't know if other people have that same issue with not having a Google account.
That's really helpful to know that you can do that. Does anyone have questions for Carol about that? If
Don't laugh at me.
well, no, I'm laughing because I don't think I could explain what you did, but I think it's really good that you were able to do it. So if someone's going, oh, I haven't been able to access the YouTube. No, okay, great. Well, Carol, thank you. I'm sure someone else at some point might come up with that question. So good to know that it's possible even without a Google account.
Okay.
Any other comments, questions, thoughts? All right, quiet group today. I will let you go then. Have a great rest of the week. I will see you on Friday for functional fitness. Move of the week for yoga is reaching those arms back. Move of the week for functional fitness on Wednesday is putting on and off your socks. Okay, well, I will see you next time. Thanks everyone so much.